stream to kick in, and yes, we'll go live there now, I hope. So I hope everyone's here with me. Here we go. So welcome. So hello everyone. So we've got a whole stack of things to cover tonight. Thank you everyone who bared with me last Monday Night Live we did. It was horrific from the point of view of internet. I'm really going to have to get it sorted. I thought it was just the storms, but it's not. It's actually something serious going on in this spot. So heap of people here. Dale's here, Darren, Rebecca, Warren's here. G'day Warren, nice to see you here. Philip, Stephen, Baz is here. Yes, Baz says don't touch anything. I promise I won't touch anything, trust me. So so it's all happening here. So we're actually, I normally run off one of these hotspots. Never had a problem with it before. Moved to the new shop. All of a sudden we've got an issue. So we're running off my mobile tonight. So that'll be good for the data. So we'll see how that goes tonight. So Donnie's here as well. G'day Donnie, good to see you. Kathy, everyone's here. Right, so we've got a few things that we need to cover tonight. So let's just work out first before how the prizes work. So I've got these Gold Rat mini sluices. They call them the Bushwalker 6-inch sluice. Fantastic high-end sluice matting. This is not miner's moss. This is actually proper high-end sluice matting. Now this sluice matting, well, while we're here, this sluice matting is the latest technology. So miner's moss and all those old riffles and all that sort of stuff, really it's like running a detector that's 30 years old. You're not going to get the same results as if you get with this modern matting like this. So that's how the technology's increased. So if you're running old matting, you really need to get to this stuff. So so how are we going to give it away? So for those that haven't joined us, you've got to share this post before or now. Well, you can't do it before, but during the live stream. And at the end of this live stream, we'll randomly pick someone who shared, and that will go out proudly sponsored by our friends at Gold Rat, Dustin up there, the world's greatest sluicer. And then also, as a second prize tonight, we're going to send out a $70 bag of pay dirt, and then for third prize, there's a Gold Diggers mug. So that we've got 3 prizes tonight. So we've got gold going out live tonight in about an hour's time. So that will be fantastic. So I'm very, very excited about tonight, particularly if we can stay online for an hour. So, right, so let's get rid of all this rubbish off the screen. The first thing I wanted to just talk to you about, and I haven't done it the last few weeks because I haven't been on and what have you, is that we've let's get this colour right here. We've got a terrible bit of colour here. So the Queensland Gold Prospecting Nugget Hunt was a huge success up just near Gladstone there. They've actually set up a Queensland Gold Prospecting events page, which I actually haven't got the picture of the page there at the moment, but that page is where you go to get all of the events that are happening. If Donnie's still on, would you mind posting a link to that page, Donnie, if you're there? That would be fantastic. I've been very slack. I thought I had the picture, but I only had the Nugget Hunt picture. So what's planned for the next 12 months or so is the So there's going to be a Southeast Queensland event in April at some stage. I believe it's the weekend after Easter. It will be a very, very good event. It was a great event last time. There's a few heads being put together to find a great location here in Southeast Queensland. So that will be a great event. Then there's going to be one later in the year up towards Central Queensland. We haven't quite nutted that out yet, but going on the last event, these events are phenomenal. There was 150 people there last time. There was gold found both with a detector and sluicing, so the gold was on the property. Donnie did a great job there getting the property for us. So absolutely fantastic. So make sure you go to this. You will learn a lot. So yes, it's very, very important. If you're into detecting or sluicing and you're in Queensland, get involved. So now, another couple of things. Now, I've posted in the links right at the top of the page. You will find, and I noticed that a lot of other pages, there's Donnie's posted that link too to the prospecting page. So make sure, like, I can't rave about it enough. So get onto that events page. Donnie's posted the link in the comments either down there or over there. But make sure you get onto that page because that's where all the events will be announced. And speaking of events, right, we have opened the brand new shop here at Freda Street at Mount Gravatt. So if you're in the Brisbane area or local, we're going to have a grand opening on the 10th of November. So it's about 2 weeks' time. We're going to be giving away a detector. We're going to be giving away pay dirt. We're going to be giving away a sluice. We're going to be giving away a whole stack of stuff. Warren from NQ Explorers is coming down, so come and meet Warren. The Gold Rat Guru, Dustin from Gold Rat, he's going to come down too, and we're going to have the pond out the front, running some recirculating sluices out there. So come down and have a look at it if you're in the Brisbane area, because we'd love to see you down there. So fantastic to see you if that's possible. There'll be a sausage sizzle going on. We're next door to a YMCA op shop. So they're going to do all the sausage sizzle for us, and all the charities go to their, I should know this, breakfast for kids, so underprivileged kids, to feed them breakfast. So fantastic charity. They're doing the sausage sizzle out the front. We're going to have a couple of the laboratory clubs come down, so it'll be a big day. It'll be 9 till 1-ish, something like that. So, and that will go on the events page that I was talking about before. So if you get a chance to go on there, please do that. Right, so it's a bit far for Steve. I understand it's a bit far for a few people, but you know, that's how it goes. So, okay, now the other thing we need to have a bit of a chat about. There's a big push. I've put two links in the comments as well. They'll be right at the top, I think, or the bottom, depending on how you look at it. But one's from a Bush Users Group, Bush Users Group United. So there's a big push on in Victoria to close up a lot of these state forests that are down there and turn them into national parks. So what that means is no fishing, no dogs, no horse riding, no prospecting, no riding bikes, none of that activity. It just becomes closed off, becomes a national park. Now, a lot of people have taken it pretty lightly, I think, but we're talking about 600,000 hectares. That is possibly, and I say possibly, going to be closed down with these new laws that will turn these into national parks. Now, I don't think that all 600,000 hectares will get turned into national park, but there's already been some ground locked up, and being a prospector, of course we don't want that. So, what to do about it? So the Bush Users Group United, it's a Facebook group, make sure you get onto that. But also in the link, Ruthie has, I've published a link, and if Steve, if you've got that link for Ruthie, can you post that again? Ruthie, you know, Ruthie with the green four-wheel drive, the green Land Cruiser U, he has started an online petition. There's already about 22 or 23,000 signatures on it. So jump on there and put your signature to that. If you agree with that, like people might not agree with it, and that's your call. So yes, so get on there if you believe in opening up country and not closing up country to these groups, to horse riding and four-wheel driving, and you know, I mean, Queensland's pretty locked up. We'd hate New South Wales to be, Victoria to be like that. New South Wales has got its own issues, but so please, you know, get onto those couple of pages there and support that. So that's all the announcements for tonight. So we can get on and talk about some finding gold. Who else is here? Justin's here. G'day, Justin. There's Steve's just posted that link. I think that big giant link, that's the change.org petition for Ruthie. It's the worst link in the world. It takes up about a page and a half, but yeah, so it's just been Steve's just posted that up there. So Bodell's here. Donnie, keep posting that Facebook group. It's the world's greatest Facebook group if you want to go to events. So yeah, so there's heaps of people here. Mike's here, Bonnie's here, Dustin. Yes, there's heaps and heaps of people here. So yeah, Tony's in Rocky, won't be able to come down. That's all right, mate. So yeah, and guys, it's about, like, don't be afraid to contact some of these local members down in Victoria too. If you travel down to Victoria and you're spending money going prospecting down in Victoria, let those local members know. You know, drop them a letter or email or give them a call and just say, listen, we spend a lot of money here, and you know, that's going to go by the wayside. So, right, okay. So, Jim Q's here. G'day, Jim Q. What's Jim Q? Trevor's here. Guy's here. So there's a few of the dark side guys up. Where's the location of a backdrop? Actually, Steve, who's just posted that link for us, that's actually one of his backdrops. I believe that's in Victoria somewhere. But Steve, I didn't actually get the detail on that. So I think we've used it before, but it's a beautiful, let me get out of the road here a little bit. It is a beautiful looking little creek to go gull panning in and sluicing in. So last time we did the Monday Night Live with Warren, with the world's greatest YouTube channel, NQ Explorers, we talked about gold panning. So the natural progression, I suppose, would be, I think Clive needs some help here. Clive, why are you saying help, mate? I'm worried about you. You keep saying help. Clive might be down a mine shaft and can only get help out. So CQ Detectors Club here in the house too. Yeah. So yeah. So what are we up to here? Yeah. So a fantastic spot to go sluicing or to go panning. I believe that's down in. Sorry, Baz is worried about me not wearing my glasses. I'm squinting. So there you go, Baz. Young guns are here too, Damo. Damo's got a... Actually, I want to talk quickly about the young guns. The young guns are doing a fantastic event. I think it's this Friday at the local school. They're doing some gold panning demonstrations and some detecting demonstrations. Fantastic event. We're kind of hoping Mick will live stream it for us, but yeah, he's not really too keen on that, I don't think. But it'd be nice to see that. But anyway, so this location's perfect for panning or particularly in summer, and gold sluicing. So we did that panning show with Warren from MQ Explorers, and that's fine. Having a muck around with the kids. When you've done a lot of gold panning, the real thing becomes that you don't feel like you're ever moving enough material to find a stack of gold. So while gold panning is great fun, and I love it with my young bloke and what have you, if you're looking for 5 grams of gold or 10 grams of gold, you've got to start moving some more material. We talked about those super sluice pans last week that you can move a big stack of material with, but when you start wanting to move some material and getting a bit more serious, you've got to sort of start slipping into a little sluice. Now, there's a couple of options. You can actually start out with just a little river sluice like this, which is fantastic if you've got running water. Now, just to give you, I'll just switch this photo over here just to give you a bit more of an idea of what the mat looks like close up. So that's what the mat looks like close up. So yeah, so that's what this mat looks like. So what it does is it creates those negative riffles in the low this side, the low pressure points in the circles. Gone are the days with miner's moss where you have to bash it to get the gear out. You know, all of that is sort of gone by the wayside and replaced with these high quality mats, these new technology mats. So that's the ideal way to move forward. That's your next step from gold panning. Now, the downside of these is that you need running water, okay? That creek behind me is probably perfect for that because you'll get running water. And this is a 6-inch sluice. So this is a good little backpacker. It actually fits in your suitcase. Like if you're traveling with it, you can stand it up in a 20-litre bucket and walk down the creek with it. So it's a fantastic size. And that's probably your next step up from gold panning. You know, that sluice like that with the mat is $130, and you get a little bag of pay dirt. Well, if you buy it from us, you get a little bag of pay dirt with it. Your next, and then the question is, right, I found some gold with this. How do I move some more material? Well, you can set up little recirculating systems. This is an 8-inch recirculating system. There's a 6-inch one available as well. But all of a sudden, you've got a pump. On this thing, you've got a pump, and you've got... so that makes it... You've got to watch your local regulations. Queensland, although no one's been booked for it, it is considered a mechanical pump. So you do have to be careful with your regulations. So don't get yourself in trouble. And as always, if you're doing the right thing, you can be pretty safe, sort of thing. So just be a bit careful with it. Look at your regulations, make your own decision. New South Wales have just recently stopped them. So they're a bit harsher on it. Victoria they're still fine, and you can run actually run a high banker, which I'll show you in a minute. So, right, so how this works, okay, I'll try and just get up here a little bit. So, what you basically do is you're putting your material in this area of the sluice, on this recirculating sluice here. It doesn't really matter whether it's like this is a recirculating sluice. You put your material in this area here. This is actually a classifying screen, that section there, and it classifies the big rocks out. It's particularly useful, that classifying screen, to break clay down. If you've got a real clayey area, you can actually work the clay and push the clay through that classifying screen, and it makes life so much easier. So basically, I've shoveled pretty close to full on into that, and with my 100 amp hour battery, I'm getting about 4 hours out of that. So you can start moving a stack of material with that. Lots of people here asking me what sort of angles you run it on. So all of these all these modern mats, you run at you start at 9 degrees. So where that varies is if you've got material that's sticky or clayey, or you've got material the gold's really fine, you would adjust your sluice to suit those conditions. So yeah, so that's sort of how we work. Start at 9 degrees. You can get an app on your phone that you sit on the side of the sluice and go, which angle do I want? So, yes, so I actually use this one in dry country. This is actually well, it's not mine, but mine's exactly the same as that. I use that in dry country. I use a 20-litre jerry can of water, and then halfway through, I top it up. So with 40 litres of water, I can run that till I run out of battery. So still exactly the same. You can't, legislation-wise, it doesn't matter. It's a powered pump. So you have to make your own decision on that. I can't make that decision for you, but I have been using mine very, very frequently, and had a ranger drive past me the other day and give me a wave. So, you know, you need to, and I've announced here that I'm going out there tomorrow. Here's my location. I'll be sluicing, and no one's come out to soon. No one's come out to have a go at me or give me a fine or anything like that. So beautiful. So right, let me just catch up on a few of the. We'll just leave that picture up there. Bonnie's here and Shane. G'day guys, how we going? Glenn's here, Nicole. Did I see Vanessa there? Casper, is it Casper? Matt talks about what flow rate pump. For these 8-inch mats, I've got an 8-inch mat here, and I think that the 8-inch mat doesn't show, so no point showing that. But for the 8-inch mats, use a 3,000 gallon per hour. 3,000 gallon per hour is a great pump for that 8-inch, either recirculating or the 8-inch high banker. So 3,000 gallons per hour, that's about 12,000 litres an hour. It's a lot of water. Yet with these sluices, you want an inch of water running over the top of them, or almost an inch of water running over the top of them. So you don't want them running dry and trickling over. You want some water going through them. So Luke here talks about where's a good place to start panning south of Brisbane. Well, I'm not going to get into a lot of locations, but northern New South Wales, you allowed to go panning in any of the state forests, or most of the state forests. So just check out your for your prospecting sites down New South Wales there. So yeah, the Victorian guys sluice and high bank a stack. So yeah, absolutely. Andrew got his coffee mug. Sensational, Andrew. Love your work, mate. Here we go. We've got Stephen here from South Wales in the UK. G'day, Stephen. Good to have you with us. See, we're from the other side of the world, all the way around this side and back again. That's where we cover. the world's greatest show. So I don't know about that. So Derek's here, Shannon's here, Josh is here, Nick's here, Luke's here, Caleb, Brendan. I'm too tough to get fined. Brendan, I am not too tough to get fined. Let me tell you that. I stick that right foot in my ute of mine, and those coppers love giving me a ticket. So, and Donnie's still sharing that link to the groups page. That's the page with all the events on it. A lot of people missed out last time because we had to close the numbers off. So, I mean, we haven't got an event up there yet, but make sure you're on it so you don't miss it. So, yes, so Lynn's here. G'day, Lynn. Lynn called into the shop today. Narelle's here. How are you? Narelle has made a point here that I forgot to get back to you. Narelle, Australia Post have lost your pay dirt. So I'm terribly sorry. We sent another one. I think it might have been Friday we sent another one. So you'll see your pay dirt in the mail. So my apologies for that. I meant to get back to you actually. I'm glad you mentioned it. So right. So right. Okay, so wet the whistle a bit here. So the next step, and I probably wouldn't suggest this too much for Queensland, is a high banker. Now, what a high banker is, for a lot of people that don't know, let me get my head up here a little bit. But a high banker, you actually shovel into this top area up here. And what happens is all your oversized rocks roll off the end, and all the fine stuff drops down onto this lower portion and runs down off your mat. So you're actually shoveling into the area at the top there, okay? So, and that spray bar over there that runs across the top, that actually points back at the other way, points into the back of the box, the crash box at the top. It points in the back there and can break up a lot of that clay that's in there, and it washes the gravel properly and then lets it flow down along and the heavies will, the small particles will go through that mesh, and the big particles will run off the mesh down the other end. Then it drops down, acts as a, sorry, I'm getting the back to front here, and then it acts as just as a normal sluice and catches all the gold as it goes down there. So that's how a high banker works. I think that's probably, certainly a 10-inch and a 12-inch high banker are probably, they're sort of not really portable. You really need an engine-driven water pump to drive them. So they're not, they're sort of out of the realm of bilge pump to a degree. You can get some big bilge pump, but then you run into problems with battery power, you know. So the 10 and 12-inch high bankers and even the 10 and 12-inch research systems are really starting to become a petrol-driven pump. And that's fine in Victoria, you can get amongst it. But in these states where the laws are a bit different, it's probably too much to run a big Honda pump and set up a whole mining operation up here. So that's sort of my thoughts on that. So, right. So who else have we got here? I don't even know which end of the thing we're doing here. So Derek and Sonia are here. Great to see you here, guys. Christopher is struggling with a link. Karen shared. That's fantastic. Christopher's shared. So yes. So back to the. Well, Matt makes mention here that Gympie or the Warwick are the closest to the Gold Coast. Yeah. So, okay, just a little bit on the Gold Coast. Turn of the century, Nerang River, under the Sundale Bridge. The Sundale Bridge is the bridge that goes, is just at the sort of between, let's say between Southport and Surfers Paradise, the bridge that goes over the Broadwater. as if you're going out to the spit. The turn of the century, they ran a gold dredge right there in that spot. So the Gold Coast is all gold bearing. There's no doubt about that. There was gold mines in the hinterland up behind the Gold Coast. No problems there. And in fact, if you do a bit of research on Mines Online, the Queensland Mines Online website, all of those gold mines will come up. What I don't think, it was a hugely payable. Nothing was hugely payable. And for blokes hard rock mining, that's tough work. So if you're not getting good gold out of it. So have a good look at Mines Online, and you will be shocked at how many mines there are around the Gold Coast. Then, as you go down northern New South Wales, it is very, very rich in patches. So just bear that in mind. You don't need to travel a whole distance. And you could say that about the whole east coast of Australia. You do not need to travel a long way to find gold down the whole east coast of gold. So, Tracy's here. What's the law on how banking in that's disappeared. I don't know where it's disappeared to. The laws, yes, you can't. Dustin does a push box. Let me just see. If you just give me a minute here, what is legal in Queensland is Dustin's push box, which is so clever. And what amazes me is we don't sell a lot of the push boxes, and we should be selling heaps of them, because in Queensland they're completely legal. So and I don't know whether I can pull a picture just quickly here. I'm sure I had a picture here. Let me just track it down here. But what this push box does, it's basically a sluice that you shovel into the top of with that classifying plate that I was showing you before, and you bucket water into it, and it makes it completely legal in Queensland. So, and we really don't spend a lot of time. We don't sell a lot of them, and we should do, because they are a very, very clever idea. Yeah, I haven't quite got a picture of it here, so yeah, I haven't quite got a picture here. But his push box just looks like a normal sluice box. Actually, I have got a picture of it here. I've just got to be a bit clever and position it. So here is, I'm in the road as normal. So this here, no, that there is a push box. Okay, no pump needed. You shovel right up into the top of it, then you wash a couple of buckets through, and it washes all the gravel out, leaves the gold in the sluice box. So that push box is a clever idea, but we don't sell a whole stack of them. So that's fantastic for Queensland. There's no doubt about that. Right, so let me catch up a bit here. Adam. Yes, there's gold underneath the Indooroopilly Bridge. Everyone talks about the gold underneath the Indooroopilly Bridge, but it's fairly deep. Yeah, and good luck getting a permit to mine that. So, Kedron Brook's got gold. Donnie actually posted a great video up in Kedron Brook. Found some gold. Daisy Hill, Maryborough, Victoria. Yeah, there'll be gold there. I've heard that before. So stacks of comments here. So fantastic, guys, to get on it. Right, so what other questions have we got? Peter, I don't know what that push box worth, but I can tell you quickly here. But yes, that's a great idea for Queensland, because there's no moving parts in it, and you can put a spray bar. You can put a spray bar in the top of it if you did want to put it in. So the push boxes are about $5.80 from us, but you get a free bag of pay dirt with that. So we may be a little bit more expensive than everyone else, but you get the pay dirt. So you get pay dirt with it. So you instantly find gold with your new box. So that's the point of this stuff, and that's why we put it with the Gold Rat gear, because instantly you find gold with it. So, right, I've got out of, I've talked too much here. Let's just go here. Now, I'll just do a bit of a recap. I'm Ben from Gold Diggers. If you joined us late, welcome along. Tonight's giveaway is a Gold Rat Bushwalker 6-inch sluice, a bag of a $70 bag of pay dirt, and I've got, dropping everything here. I've got a Gold Diggers coffee mug to give away for third prize tonight. So how you win the prizes is you share this live stream before or during the live stream, and we'll we'll draw a random selection of shares out for tonight's prizes. And we do this, we give away something every Monday night. So, and the other things I should mention are, that's my mobile number. If you've got questions, don't ring me now, I'm not answering it now. But if you've got questions, feel free to ring me. It's on if it's daylight outside, the phone's on. If it's not daylight outside, you got no chance. So, but that's my phone number there. So if you got any questions, ring us. And that's our address for the new shop up there. So feel free to come and see us, give us a ring. We do this every Monday night for Monday Night Live. And I talk to people about gold prospecting, relic hunting, old war history, digging up sunken treasure ships. I do all of that stuff. I talk to people about all that stuff every day of the week. So, and yes, I'd like to thank Gold Rat for helping us out tonight and being one of our really, really good sponsors. So Gold Rat, Dustin from Gold Rat, he'll be here on our open day, which is on the 10th of November. So he is, if you want to know something about how to get gold, right, you probably need to come on the 10th and talk to Dustin. Just pepper him with questions. He's the smartest man I know when it comes to gold. So, right, so enough of that self-promotion here. So what questions have we got? We're looking for stacks and stacks of questions. So if you've got questions, now's the time. Now's the time to ask them. So, right, okay. So I have skipped over a little part of the Gold Rat range. This is the Gold Rat sluices. Now they do two different types of sluices. They do a bare bone sluice, which looks very, very similar to this one. So it's a straight piece of metal, two flares on the outside. Great starter budget price sluice. I try to get a lot of people to go to this modular sluice. So you might be able to just notice, but there's wing nuts on the flare of that. The beauty of that is down the track, you can take the flare off and screw on, above my head there, you can screw on the header box and turn it into a powered sluice. You can put a flare up on top of that header box to make it more like a high banker, right? And it'll have a crash box in it, so you can put a spray bar in that flare and shoot it back at the clay to break up all the clay. So you can turn your basic sluice that looks like this, right? You can buy it. They're not very expensive compared to the standard ones. And then you can, down the track, when you got a little bit more money, you can add legs, you can add classifiers, you can add header boxes, you can add all sorts of gear to it. So these sluice ranges are so clever, and I suggest that if that's what you're looking at, they're fantastic. So Chris says, maybe I should do a live feed from Dustin's shop. Well, maybe we should actually. I'll have to talk about the, well, we'll have to talk about that with Mr. Goldrat himself. But I do have a, I do have to go up there in the next couple of weeks, so maybe we'll do a bit of that. We'll have a walk around, an investigation, see what's really going on in the Goldrat shed. So it actually, the whole thing that Dustin does interests me, because all these mats, like, they're poured here in Brisbane. Like, the metal is all done, you know, you can't cut yourself on the edges. It's like, it's a fantastic bit of workmanship. So we might have a look at that, actually. So, okay, so, yes. So, so to turn it into a power, like, if you've got a Goldrat, or if you've got any sluice, you can actually buy, actually just hang on a tick, I'll show you. I'm back. So this is just a header box, okay? So this header box, okay? Now, if you've, this is an 8-inch header box, okay? So if you've got an 8-inch sluice, right, you could actually just, you'd have to check the measurements of it, and you're more than welcome to give me a ring or to see, but you could just drill a couple of holes and put this on your existing sluice. So if you want to turn it into a powered thing, this is got the quick coupler on it, and then you can put the flare on top of it. So there's a whole stack of stuff you can do, and when you go that modular system from Goldrat, you can do all this sort of stuff. It's great gear. So yes, so that's how you turn into a powered sluice. Right, so g'day Nadia. Nadia's here. Nadia, what's Nadia want to know? Nadia wants to know if someone was to detect Atkinson's dam. Okay, here we go. This, of course, it wouldn't be you, of course, Nadia. Would they likely to be fined? I'd have to do a bit of research to see whether it's a relic site. I believe that dam did cover a couple of towns, so if the dam level was down really, really low, it'd be interesting. But Atkinson's dam, where's Atkinson's dam? I don't know. But I know some of these dams around the place, there is gold in the feeder creeks, there's no doubt about that. So I'd have to have a closer look at that, but I will do that for you, Nadia. Right. Yeah, so Nick says, is the box interchangeable? Yeah, it's interchangeable. So that box, let's get it right way up. Like, when I want to use my modular sluice in a creek because I've got water flow, right, I can pull this off and just put the flare back on. So then if there's no water or I want to use it as a recirculating system, I can put this back on and away I go. So it's the most flexible unit. When you've got all the bits, you can just bolt it together and however you want it, and done, happy days, move on. So, right. Melissa's here. G'day, Melissa. We're going to do a Warwick trip next year. I just don't think I'm going to get one in this year, but we might do that. So Ashley asked, I'd like to see it in action, the gold court in the sluice mat. The other thing with these modern mats from Goldrat, or this dream mat, it's not even really, yeah, but is you only get gold in the top third. It just stops. So certainly that happens if you put the mat in back the right way around. I was recently on another YouTube channel, and I put the mat in back to front, and all the gold was coming all the way to the bottom of the mat. And I said, why is the gold coming down here? Dopey here had it. And get this, that I didn't even realise I had it in back to front until it went on YouTube, and someone said, oh, you dopey buggy, you got the mat in back to front. So, yes, so, yeah, you put the mat in the right way around, it holds the gold right in the top third. It doesn't drop it down into the bloody bottom. So, but anyway, yes, so, yeah, so this little unit here, the other thing people are mentioning, there's a little recirculating unit. There's a 6-inch recirc unit that I've got out the front there, but it's just a little 6-inch recirculating unit with a 1100 gallon per hour pump, and it's a great little sampling pump. Just really, really good. So, yes. Right, so what else have we got here? Caleb says crush up computer chips. I've never got into finding gold on the chips before, like out of mobile phones and computers and that sort of stuff. Be interesting. So, yes, Darren asked about the open day. Open day's on the 10th of November, Saturday the 10th of November. I may have said 11th, but I meant the 10th. So, yes. Right, so, okay. So just so everyone knows, we have about 15 minutes before we start to run the randomizer and pick, to randomly pick our prize winners tonight. So, you've only got about 15 minutes, 14 minutes now. First prize is the Gold Rat Sluice, the little mini bushwalker sluice. Second prize is a bag of pay dirt, and that's a $70 bag of pay dirt, and I've got to hold it the right way, and Gold Digger's mug for third prize. So, so yes. Right, so Steve uses an old bread crate cut down. Well, Steve, I think you'd be, although that's very ingenious and very clever, I reckon your gold recovery would pick up slightly with some of this new generation mat. So, yes. It's just like as I was saying before, it's just like using a 40-year-old detector and then someone coming along with a detector made last year. That if you're using miner's moss, you're dropping gold. It's as simple as that. But it is cheaper. Like 8-inch, like it doesn't work on the screen, but 8-inch, this 8-inch mat, right? And it's a full 3 feet sort of thing. It's $145 for the mat. So it's also an option to add it on, and it won't be that expensive. If you and you get a bag of pay dirt with that $145 mat. So yeah. Kyla brings up a good point here. Gemstones. These will hold gemstones as well. I tend to put, for mine, and Dustin's put me onto this, just use a little bit of expanded mesh in the top. It'll hold back a little bit more material, therefore it'll hold back more gemstones. So be well worth having a go at that. And I've had, I think they were little garnets. I've had little garnets in my in the mesh. So yeah, I haven't found anything better than that. Well, I was pretty stoked to find some garnets, but there's been no diamonds or sapphires in my sluice box as yet. So that's yeah, that's a fantastic thing. So yeah. Yes, Brendan asked if they're illegal. Brenton, I should say. Sorry about that, Brenton. Asked if they're legal in Victoria. They are, yes. Yeah, so Melissa got a bag of pay dirt, had a ball with it, awesome. Ray's feed's disappearing. I'm sorry, Ray. It looks ship-shape from my end. Maybe it's your end. So, yes. Steve is getting Tibetan black quartz out here in a spot we are working as well. Wow, that's fantastic. So that's very, very interesting. That right. Lee's off from Wales. Nice to have you with us, mate. That's fine. So next week's show. Someone asked about next week's show. So we've got a couple of anniversaries coming up that we'll just have to see about. So we're going to have not next week's show, but the week after. It's actually Ned Kelly was hanged on the 11th of the 11th, 1880. So we might just have a look at a bushranger on on the anniversary of Ned's death. So we'll have a look at that. We'll do a little bushranger. I'm gonna go and find someone unique for my bushranger thing. We're not going to do Ned Kelly, but we'll mention Ned, of course. But we're going to find someone unique, a bushranger who is unique, that maybe not a lot of people have heard of before. So we'll do that the week after. I'm waiting for, and I may have to switch things around a little bit, but I want to do a detecting by boat episode. So boat detecting. So not diving, but just getting into some good locations with a boat. So I don't know whether it's going to happen this week. So the show will be the following week, or whether it'll be the week after. So, there's some interesting things coming up. We're going to, and coming into Christmas, we're going to do some kids detecting shows. What's the best beginning detecting? What gear to buy? All that sort of stuff. So that's what's coming up in the next few weeks. But I just don't know whether I'll be able to get the boat to where I want it to get, to take some photos and do some detecting, but that should be a heap of fun. So yes, so that's what's happening the next couple of weeks. So it's a bit up in the air. Yes, so that's good. Actually, Trevor here asked a cheeky question: do the mugs have GPS coordinates on the bottom? Maybe. Some do. So, right, so where are we at? What time is it? We've got 8 minutes left. So share to win, last opportunity. In the last, I'll just get the randomizer fired up here. It takes a while to walk up. Guys from Toowoomba. Donnie suggested Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt's not really, it's far too known from a bushranger. Now I'm going to find someone really, really obscure that no one's heard of, that's interesting. So I'm determined to find a bushranger that is just unique. And I've already done a little bit of research, and I think I've found my man. So yes, so it will be great. So okay. So yeah, we're trying to get some more, like I'm trying to plan these shows out so I don't get to Monday and go, oh crap, what am I going to do this week, sort of thing. And it just becomes a question and answer show, and they're a bit boring. So we're trying to get some really cool shows on. We're going to try and do a couple of live streams detecting from really cool places. Just got to, now this, so the problem's been getting this new shop set up has just owned my life. So now it's sort of set up and running. We should be able to get some of these really cool videos made and some photos, and we'll be able to do, like I want to do a live stream when I'm detecting on a secret spot, our water spot. So yeah, so yes. So that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, it'll be good. So and for me, I don't want to be talking about the same stuff every week. So we're going to do in the new year. I've even got scheduled some shallow water diving stuff, and I may even get to it between now and Christmas. And then we'll do some deep water diving stuff. We'll see if we can get onto a wreck somewhere and go for a dive and take some footage, and or maybe not a wreck. Maybe just we'll dive into, I don't know, the Nerang River or something, and you know, we'll have a swim and we'll see what we come up with. So yeah. So there'll be some cool stuff, and being summer, and it's pretty hot up here in Queensland. I'm going to do some of this water stuff. So I found some really cool swimming holes in southeast Queensland that we're going to get in, and yeah, so we're going to have a bit of fun with that. So yeah, we don't stock any of the snorkeling or diving gear. We just concentrate on what we're doing. There's tons of people doing that. So I've just recently pulled my old hooker gear out of the cupboard, and you know, we'll have a play with that. And there's a waterfall I want to get into, and yeah, so there's a whole stack of stuff coming up in the future shows. So yeah, so right, so we've got just I forgot to fire that thing up there, so let me just fire it up now. I got talking about it's probably one of the things that I like close to the most is the water stuff. Like, you know, particularly in summer, like I haven't done this year, but as the weather gets hot, I tend to transition from the goldfields to the beach and to swimming and that sort of thing. So yeah, so that's what we're trying to do. So yeah, so that's what we're trying to do. So you've only got a couple of minutes now, 4 minutes in fact. So, and we will draw this prize. Now, the other thing that we're going to do a little bit of, and I haven't done it yet, but because I don't know enough about it, but I'm going to get into, and we're going to get a gemstone expert to come on the show, and he's going to be our go-to gemstone bloke. So if you know anyone in Brisbane, yes. So yeah. Right. Okay. Samantha just puts it out there that at 7 o'clock up at Cairns, they're doing something detecting up there. John talks about waterfalls at a good place for gold catchment. Yes, John, that's exactly why I'm thinking about diving in this waterfall. Yeah. So, all right, okay, let's have a look at this randomizer. Where's the randomizer? So we've got to get the randomizer going here. So last couple of minutes, guys, make sure you have shared this because yep, it's a great prize tonight. It's a phenomenal prize. So make sure you get sharing for the last couple of minutes here. Yes, so yeah, Mike's pretty good at finding sapphires. Roger's here. G'day guys, how we going? Yes, so okay, so let's just have a good look at this. Let's fire this up now. So we'll get, what have we got? We've still got a couple of minutes, so I'll just let it run for a couple of more minutes, and we can go from there. We've got lots and lots of shares tonight, so the comments seem to have stopped while I've run the randomizer. Yes, righto, okay, it's ready to push the button on. I've got to push the button 3 times tonight. We'll do the coffee mug first, I think. We'll warm up to the major prize. So, let me push the button here. Alex is loving the show here in Mount Gravatt. Alex, I'm just round the road from you, doing it live from the shop at Upper Mount Gravatt. So, right, so the first prize is the coffee mug. Barbara is from, where is Barbara from? Barbara's in Clunes. Did Barbara? I think Barbara won another time. But anyway, congratulations, Barbara. You won a coffee mug. I might have to just have a look there. And of course, the way this random draw works, you can win. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times you can win. But so the next prize is some pay dirt. So this one goes out to Jid, J-I-D. Now I don't know where Jid is either. Jid's in Melbourne. So congratulations, Jid. You won the pay dirt. And so big drum roll for the big prize tonight, which is the Gold Rat Sluice. And this is going out, these guys I think are on the show all the time. This goes out to Marissa and Shane. I don't know where they're from, but I will contact all the prize winners straight after the show, as I knock everything over here. So I will contact you straight after the show. Great viewers tonight. Thanks very much, guys. So next week's show, it will probably, I'll put up a reminder about it probably Thursday at the latest, because I've just got to work out the logistics of getting, if we're doing the boating, detecting while boating video. So we're going to do that hopefully this week. If not, it'll be the following week. So we might have a bit of bush rangers next week. We'll just see how we go. Anyway, thank you everyone. This has been Monday Night Live 43. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. Bye.